What's the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another one. And this one is Showtime has released a survey for its subscribers asking them would they want a Dexter New Blood Season 2. In this video, I'm going to tell you all the results from this poll that was just taken. What up to my thugs, nerds, freaks, and geeks? You're now rocking with the best of Don Tony Teflon. If you can, please subscribe and click that bell so you can be notified every time I drop a new video. As always, 500 is the like goal. Let's try to hit that mark. Now, Showtime has released a survey to its subscribers asking them would they want a Dexter New Blood series. And they gave the following choices for that survey. If there was another show that followed characters from Dexter New Blood, how likely would you be to watch? And you can see it starts as one as very likely, and it goes all the way down to not likely at all. And then on the bottom it said, what characters would you expect to see? Please select that applies. Deborah Morgan, played by Jennifer Carpenter. Angela Bishop, played by Julia Jones. Harrison Morgan, played by Jack Alcott. Dexter Morgan, played by Michael C. Horn. Other, please be specific. Now, the fact that they're asking this makes me believe that Showtime really wants to do the show. They want to do a Dexter spinoff, New Blood 2, whatever you want to call it. They really want to do it. But they are somewhat scared to do this because of the ending of this last one, and the fact that most likely the main character Dexter is not going to come back. I don't think that the actor Michael, wants to do that role anymore. So they're trying to see, hey, would people still watch this show if he wasn't in it? And I'm gonna ask you that question. Would you watch this show if he wasn't in it at all? Would you be willing to follow Harrison? Now, we know the showrunner Clive Phillips said that a Harrison spinoff, he would do that if he was contacted by Showtime. He said specifically the ball is in their court. And we see them actually asking fans. And that's rare to me. I never really see that a lot of show company asking fans, hey, would you watch this show? Now, I've seen a similar poll done, and the question was, which version of Dexter New Blood Season 2 would you watch? Choose one answer. It follows Harrison with dead Dexter as his guide. It follows Harrison with dead Dexter barely, if ever, seen. And it once again follows Dexter, who somehow cheated death in the season 1 finale. And when you look at the results from that, it's telling. Because it says right here from the results, it once again follows Dexter, who somehow cheated death. It has 73% of people voted for that. It says it follows Harrison with a dead Dexter as his guide. 22% of people voted for that. And it follows Harrison with a dead Dexter barely ever seen. Only 3% voted for that. And that's with over 10,000 votes. So overwhelmingly, people want Michael C. Hall back as Dexter. They want him to somehow have cheated death and come back. Now, I just don't see him doing that. I could see them maybe doing a prequel with a different actor. It would not be him, because I 100% believe he's done with the series. He just does not want to do it anymore. Just like Harrison Ford was done with Star Wars and he didn't want to play Han Solo, so they forced him to kill it off and for him to come back. Same thing happened here. He does not want to do it. Now, that brings us to the next question. When we look at this poll, they say, who would you expect to see? Deborah, Angela, Harrison, and Dexter. And it says other. So I guess other would be like Batista and people like that they would expect to see. Listen, everyone here is going to vote for Dexter Morgan. That's a given, right? That's the number one answer. So let's go to the other three. If it's going to be a Harrison spinoff, which is the only thing I could see them doing. I can't see them going any other way with it. How would you have the other characters in it without Harrison being in it? So if it's a Harrison spinoff and you have Deborah in it, Deborah talking to Harrison. Without Dexter, that's the only way I could see them possibly doing this and making this work. I don't know how the fans would like it. I don't know if it would be the same. I wouldn't mind Deb. It would seem a little far-fetched that Deb, out of all people, would be talking to him because we haven't seen him interact with her. So why would she be there? It only works to me if you have Dexter talking to him. That's the only way that works. Now, as for Angela Bishop being in it, I don't know how they would have her in it. You had him leave, so how would you get her back? You have him come back. He drove away in the last scene that we seen, and all of a sudden he does a U-turn and just comes back and says, "Fucking, I'm staying in this town." He just comes back like that. I don't know how they would be able to pull that off with her being there, or being a part of it. Especially like if they have Harrison as a serial killer in this small town and he's taking people out. How wouldn't she be able to find out? You could make a case saying, hey, she feels bad for the kid. She hunts him down. She brings him back. He starts dating her daughter, and moves in. I mean, you could make a case that something like that could happen. That's very far-fetched. But then if people start going missing, she's automatically going to suspect this kid, right? There's no way. If people just don't show up for work all of a sudden for a month and they go to the police and say, hey, this person's been gone, she's gonna look right at him because of the history that she has with him, right? So I don't see how she could be. I know that, look, they probably liked her as an actress and they want to see, hey, how could we do this and have her involved in it some way? And I totally understand why they would want to do that, but to me, I just don't see how it works. It works for the first two people, Harrison and Deborah, or a prequel series with Dexter. Now, as I said, I don't think the actor would play it. Would you accept a new actor in that role playing a younger Dexter if they got someone who looked similar to him, playing a prequel series and just talk? There's a lot of stuff they could do with a prequel series. You can pick it up from anywhere you want to pick it up. You want to pick it up from when he's a teenager, or better said would be when Harry first taught him the code. Then you would have a young Deb. You would have Harry, a young version of Harry in there. You would have all that stuff going on, a young commissioner, and him getting away with stuff like that. I think that you can pull that off. That would be viable. The problem is with Harrison is the fact that he killed Dexter. And it just didn't seem justifiable in the way that they presented it. So I don't think that a lot of fans would be willing to do it. Now, if they had him take Dexter, put him on the table, show him pictures of his victims, and do it that way, if they did that, then I think that fans would be more acceptable. They would say, all right, now we can see that Harrison has this in him, and Harrison is this killer just like Dexter was. Now let's follow this character on his journey. But the fact that they did it the way they did it, and Harrison never was a fan favorite of this season. I don't think anyone ever said, hey, we love the character of Harrison. No one really, and if they were going to do a spinoff, they should have made him that. They should have did more to make people connect to him, to make people want to follow him, follow his life. But I don't think that they pulled that off in this season. The fact that he killed Dexter, people are never going to forgive him for that, a lot of fans. So I don't know. I hope this poll went good so we can get a next season, but I'm suspecting that it didn't go the way Showtime wanted it to, which to me is a shame. Now, if I had to pick, like, from what they have, I think you have to go with Harrison and Deb talking to him. I know it doesn't truly make a lot of sense to do that, but I think that actress would come back and play that role. So I think that's what you would do. That's the way I would probably do it. And Clyde Phillips says he wanted to do a Harrison spinoff. That's the only way I see that working. I would have used Trinity Killer from the beginning, but Kurt would be a viable option. Kurt talking to him, I would use Kurt. Something like that would work. If not, then I think you had to do a Dexter prequel, a young Dexter, young Deb. That's the way I would go with it. But you tell me in the comment section what you think. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and as always, subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.